If you genuinely care about Escape from Tarkov as a game, please listen to the first couple minutes of this video to actually understand what's happening and what I'm thinking here. There's no ads or Patreons or merch or any of that other YouTuber BS being pushed. I'm doing this to get the word out and get some feedback. Just try and pick up what I'm putting down and let me know what you think, because I can be a clown sometimes, but I think I'm on to something here, and I genuinely just want to use this platform and comment section as a proper feedback tool instead of the usual YouTube BS. I also have my Twitter and Discord linked below for other forms of communication in case you don't get through. I want to genuinely know, if this happens, are you okay with that? And or how would you prepare for it? That's it. Let me know what you think. So I have a theory right now that we are about to head into the worst but best 6 to 8 months in the history of Escape from Tarkov. Basically, I think BSG are going to torpedo the game. However, that torpedo will sink the ship, and then when that ship hits the bottom, it will hopefully turn into a beautiful coral reef. If that's still a thing that happens. Metaphors aside, though, I think this is a good thing, but it will be rough for a while, especially when the game might be borderline unplayable and all of the content creators can't stream it, so they go on a new streak of hating on it, which they'll be justified in doing. But I think we crawl out of that this winter. This game was not built correctly back at the start in 2015 or 2014. Its core is bad, really bad. BSG are going in and tearing that out to make it the best that it can be. To be as clear as possible with the confirmed information that we have right now, the content of these patches are in the roadmap, and Nikita himself said that they plan to have a couple patches in the month of May. That's fact. The rest of this is my theory. I think the move to Unity 2021 and everything in patch 13.1 will be the buggiest and most problematic the game has ever been, due to them tearing out the heart of the game, fixing it, and putting it back. Maybe not even putting it back. I think they might be replacing a lot of it. So BSG are doing a heart transplant in patch 13.1, and the body might need help accepting the donor. Second part of that theory is I think BSG are not telling us because it sounds really bad. Well, I guess it's also possible they push 14 sooner and we suffer through the bugs for a while, but at least we have new stuff to use while doing it. This is the core of this video that I need feedback on. What would be worse? A full wipe, so 6 to 8 months with absolutely no new content and it's super buggy, but it's for the betterment of the game as a whole, or a normal wipe with shiny new things, but it's also super buggy and better for the game as a whole. Same as the one before, but at least we have new stuff to use and do. Seriously, please, what do you guys think? And again, none of that is from BSG. It's my theory based off of what Nikita said in the Tarkov TV and what we saw on that roadmap. Now, getting to my explanation here, we all know there's some major issues with the game. BSG realized that, and my theory is they are stopping everything to address them, which might include an entire wipe's worth of nothing but testing the current build, unless we get word from BSG that patch 14 is coming sooner. I think they mean to wipe with patch 13.1, test it for 6 to 8 months, then wipe again with patch 14. But even then, with patch 14 dropping soon after 13.1, it could be a dumpster fire unless 13.1 is stable somehow by the release of 14. Don't actually know. What I'm doing here is assuming the worst, in that 13.1 and also the transition to Unity 2021 is going to be very rough, because in the past it's always been rough. But you know, if you want to be optimistic, maybe it'll be okay. Generally speaking though, it's not. I actually got this sort of idea from Star Citizen. Star Citizen is actually on the way out of this exact type of thing. They had a super rough but very, very important patch and needed as much information, bug reports, and general testing as they could get, so they just launched it. It was bad, really bad, and it still is, but about 3 months later, we're seeing the light out of it. I think BSG might be going for the same kind of thing based on what they've said and shown. Now, I know it's later in the video here, but TLDR, desync and cheaters are two of the top concerns for the game, and they directly stem from the netcode, which BSG didn't think that they would have the time or ability to fix. Nikita confirmed about a month ago in Tarkov TV that they are basically dropping everything that they were planning to put in the game and fix that netcode, which they are going to use new tools from Unity 21 as well as AI to fix the issues. Those that aren't keeping up with AI, aka artificial intelligence, it's like having all of the answers. At the absolute minimum, if the AI can't just write the code for them, which I'm sure in many cases it can, it will at least be able to point to the problems and help with solutions way better and significantly faster than any human can. And no, it's not happening next year or several years from now, it's happening now. In the roadmap, you'll see patch 13.05 and 13.1. They cover this stuff, and it's just the beginning because they'll keep working on it after that as well. If your complaint is BSG aren't making the time, you're wrong. It's shown in the roadmap. That's their focus. And actually, a dozen or so of the features that are going to pop up in patch 14 have been talked about in the last couple years as something that was coming soon. So there is sort of a universe here where a lot of those features are pretty much done, but they're not putting them in because they needed to work off the new netcode, and they've actually been planning this for a long time. Don't actually know, but again, a dozen or so of those features from that content update in patch 14 have been talked about for a very long time, and some of which were expected last wipe. So this does make makes sense in my mind at least. Now, if your complaint is BSG don't have the ability or know-how, it sort of doesn't matter with AI. They'll be able to figure it out when it's showing the way. That's my full TLDR take on this stuff, which I'll break down a bit more for the rest of the video, but let me know what you think in the comments, please. I think a lot of this will help with BSG, and maybe if this works out, maybe they'll even tell us what's going on. We'll see. The idea of this video came from BSG are for sure planning to push a full release sometime in the next couple years. They haven't said the time frame, but they've said the words for release, thinking about release, or on release quite a bit recently, enough for me to be sure that they are. In order to actually have a successful release, they need to confront the major issues with the game, or they're screwed. It's become too much to bear. Now, not necessarily screwed in terms of money. They've already made plenty of money, but just generally speaking, the success of the game is riding on this stuff. It's whether into the future people say that Escape from Tarkov was good or not. The major issues stemmed from the core netcode they developed back in 2014 or 2015 from the browser game that they were working on at the time called Escape from Tarkov, which, yes, Escape from Tarkov was supposed to be a browser game. It was sunk cost fallacy and all that stuff since then that it wouldn't be worth the time or effort for BSG to fix the core issues, but given the past several months of pain, they changed their mind. Fixing those issues that they have stacked up over the years, it's very clearly the priority to BSG right now, and that roadmap explains it. The three top issues right now in Escape from Tarkov is the sound, desync, and cheaters. Lighting, gameplay mechanics, and balance are close behind, and all players have their list of what's worse in different orders. Sound is covered in the very next patch, but will still be work in progress going forward. TLDR with the sound in the past, it's been messy. They are just trying to figure out the best way and the best system that they can put in the game, and that takes a lot of time and effort, but again, it's one of the top priorities right now. My guess is that this patch at least will drop sometime this month. Then we have the DESYNC, which is based in those netcode woes, and they're addressing it with the move to Unity 2021, as well as, of course, patch 13.1 there, with the first part of two patches focusing on the restructuring of the netcode. If you look at patch 13.1 on the roadmap, every single point is about something that will improve the biggest issues stemming from DESYNC. Next thing is cheating. Cheating is obviously a major problem, and it will always be a problem for the game. Even after this update and the netcode restructure, people will still cheat, just as they find ways to cheat in every single other game out there right now. However, there is a major flaw stemming from the netcode of Escape from Tarkov that allows it to be a lot easier than it should be, and BSG are addressing that. Direct quote from Nikita during Tarkov TV when addressing this cheating and how this stuff is going to change for them, quote, "It will be a nightmare for them." And having done a lot with this in the past, and having covered it, and having talked to a lot of experts out there, or at least internet experts, as well as BSG, I actually believe this. Now, in terms of lighting, it's a design decision from BSG mostly, believe it or not. So although I'm sure some changes will come, I think that generally speaking, the problems most people have with it won't fully go away for balance reasons in BSG's minds. I think this is like a as realistic as playable thing, or maybe they just want it to be dark, or maybe they're trying to specifically set up situations where you need NVGs and a very bright flashlight in order for certain situations to work. Not sure on this subject in particular. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, basically. I'm not saying there's not problems. They're going to still address some of the issues with it. I'm just saying there's some stuff that's based on balance. Now, getting into gameplay mechanics, that is also, of course, based on BSG's decisions, and it's their game. They do what they want with it, as tough as that might be to hear on some stuff. I'm known to be one of the most positive people on the game, and if you think I don't absolutely fucking hate the weight system and the stamina system, you're wrong. It's purely there to limit players' enjoyment and gameplay of the game, and I hate it. Now, I don't want to be sliding around like it's Apex Legends, but a grown man PMC getting winded after walking 200 feet is just not fun gameplay experience to me. Just not. There will be more mechanical decisions like that to come, and all we can do is tell BSG what we think about them and see if they'll change them or not. All of that sort of revolves around balance of the game, and balance is the last thing you need to worry about before release, especially when there's still features coming. There's a recoil rework, new hitboxes, and economy changes that will affect combat balance and just the game in general. With the combination of arena and the game being actually feature complete, there will be time to balance everything with proper data. It's definitely not right now, though. All I could do is take in the information that I've been gathering for years and tell you guys what I think. The information that we have right now is BSG are doing exactly what anyone hating on the game is asking for them to do by stopping to address the biggest issues. Everything leading up to patch 14 is that, and then some. Only problem is, I think that might take a few months of no new content and lots of bugs to iron out. But it's not a done deal. I've explained everything that I can. I've brought up my theories and stuff. I don't know how much more clear I can be with that stuff, but that's all for now. Let me know what you guys think. As always, like the video if you did, sub for more, and comment what you think, please, on this case. Twitter, Twitch, and Discord is linked below. Find my other channels on other games right here. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.